The Rain Man Show contains discussions that are 49% geek, 51% douche.
What's up, bitches?
Listener discretion is advised. So uncivilized.
All right, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Rain Man Show, Take Two show. It's a Take Two type of show.
That's a good way to call it.
Yeah. Because last week's show will never see the light of day.
I think that's fair.
I'm thinking of dropping it on Patreon as a Patreon exclusive, maybe on the $3 tier.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we'll do that. Possibly.
Still deciding on that
because
one?
I'm pretending that show never existed for the live shows.
Right.
That's why I used the exact same previously on.
Right.
Yeah. I think I'm going to start a show one day with the pimp voice, too, by the way.
And just throw people off?
I think I'm just going to do the whole show. It's going to be called the Pimp Hour. Whenever I don't feel good, I'm just going to do the Pimp Hour.
Is this justification to slap any of us with,
No, it'll just be a show by myself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it'll just be a show by myself, and it'll be called the Pimp Hour. And I'll just talk about pimp things. Cool things, Thomas. Things that you don't know anything about.
I wouldn't know about that.
No. Well, last week you did something cool, but we're not going to talk about it tonight. Because that was cool, what you did last week.
Okay.
Or what you dropped on. Not how you dropped on it.
Right.
Not how you dropped it on us, but how you dropped on it the other weekend.
Right.
That's pimp. That's gangster.
We got one now. That's one thing.
One cool thing. Although you are a critic of all things, Thomas.
That's true.
We're not going to get into it because I'm going to do this right. We're going to
enough.
bring in your news, your big news. We're going to usher it in. Randy needs to be in that show.
Okay.
She has to be.
Makes sense.
Because some of the things you said was, you're a critic of all things.
I am, yes.
And you were critiquing your experience, and it was negative.
I wasn't critiquing the experience.
I
was
the audio.
answering.
I listened to it. Believe me, I was very intrigued. You were critiquing your experience, and it sounded like it was a ho-hum time.
That was not the intent. So I need to just work on my personality, that means.
Work on your personality. You do that.
I will. I'll try. I can't guarantee anything.
Oh, you did come in here kind of morose today. Are you okay?
Oh, it was a long work day. Travel plans are being set up, which has screwed things up at the last minute. So that's fun.
It's hard to figure out if you're coming in because you had a bad day or if it's because you came in late, if that's possibly the reason why you came in morose, because you are like a beaten dog sometimes. You kind of look like my new shelter dog that I rescued.
Right.
You can tell she was abused because I could just raise my hand in the air and she goes running away.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how you were today walking into the studio. You look, your eyes were at the ground. You're like, oh God,
Don't hit me.
Michael's going to beat me.
It was 50-50 today. I'll give you that one. I was afraid of being beaten. Like the second I opened the door, just smacked right in the nuts.
Come on. When do I beat anybody?
I think Andrew would do it to try and win your praise. Like he would do it to make you happy.
Especially after last week.
And a chance to touch my nuts. So I figured that was the two for him.
Yeah.
See, Tony thought it was funny.
Yeah, Tony. Hello. How are you?
How are you, Michael?
You were very concerned after last week's show.
I was.
Yeah, and you were like, maybe we need a break.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. I'm like thinking, usually we have our usual breaks here and there, but I think that, I only thought about it, like for our own well-being as a group.
What does Dr. Tony think? Does Dr. Tony think I have an issue? Does he think I need a break? That maybe the show needs a break?
I think for starters, each and every one of us, in order to become more stress-free, we need enemas.
Wow.
What?
Because like in
How
the
is
past,
an enema directly related?
Like it has been known throughout history, especially starting off
colon
in
cleansing?
in the medieval ages, that the serfs and the back then, the serfs and the nobles, especially, usually had their enemas, which
I don't think they did.
Yeah.
What history was this? Is this
a porn parody that he watched.
If they would have,
is this now historian Tony as well? Did we just
Professor Tony.
Did we just meet another alter? This guy is like split personality.
I believe that the Black Death could have been resolved or prevented if they would have done
now
more.
Now he slipped
enemas.
into scientist Tony again.
Yeah, well, he's a time-traveling scientist, doctor, historian.
I think that
also known as a fucking insane person.
Even nowadays, in some cultures, enemas are accepted.
Okay,
like to at least relieve.
Is there a normal Tony in there someplace? Normal Tony.
Normal Tony is having his enema right now.
Oh my God!
In the studio too. Wow.
Do your research. Google it. Wikipedia.
Google told him, therefore it's his law.
Exactly, Thomas. I think that we'll concentrate on you, my friend.
Okay.
You look stressed out. Maybe you need a
never pass the torch to Tony in the middle of a show.
Yeah. Good God.
That's my recommendation as a doctor, historian, philosopher, and scientist that, we need enemas. I think it's about that time.
Okay. About this in the show again. Andrew.
Yes.
How are you today?
I'm pretty all right. I'm viciously looking through the Wikipedia article to see how old the practice of enemas.
Okay. Now, last week, things fell apart in the studio.
Yeah.
But it was quickly repaired.
Was it?
It was. You came up to me, and I had to do some. I had to find my humility.
And some wine.
It wasn't all Andrew's fault. And I just want to say that live on the air. And I did apologize to Andrew.
Yes, you did.
Andrew fell into his role. And that's what he does. And what he did last week that made me quit the show. And I'm only discussing this because I received a lot of hate mail on Andrew. A lot. And I don't want it to all come back on Andrew.
You want it to be hate mail when it's supposed to be.
Yes, I'm very angry. I'm in a very bad place right now. And I, for some reason, forgot Andrew's place in his show. His place in this show that I have put him in.
Right.
And when he acted and played the part, it wasn't the right moment. He did try to ad lib. He went off script. And you never do that with a director like me. You stick to the script. And I'm trying to keep the show together. Thomas dropped a bomb on us that threw off the show as well. So between that and Andrew, no, it's not. It's Andrew mostly and me. You were trying to scurry for content, and I understand that, Thomas.
Okay,
you're trying to scurry for content, and you went to the low hanging fruit of your life. You're like, this will be good, and this will carry the pre-show. And I do feel like Andrew did what he did on purpose, but he was also playing the part that I have given him to play. So I did apologize. I reached out to him before the show, or actually as you were driving away. I called you after I apologized in the studio as well. And you apologized.
Yep.
And Andrew's also in a very bad place. He's borderline suicidal. Go ahead, Andrew.
Joking aside, depression is a very serious issue.
Yes, and I didn't want to add to his depression, Thomas, so that's why I quickly apologized. Because I have empathy. I'm like, listen, I don't want to add to this kid's stress in his life over a silly show called The Rain Man Show. It should not ruin anybody's life. There should be escapism and enjoyment. And if he's not enjoying himself, then he shouldn't be in the show. And I want him to be in the show, so that's why I apologized and made it clear to him that I don't blame him for what happened. And that we should all work together to deliver humor. Oh. And I will no longer be verbally abusive. You see how I stumbled over that part?
Yeah, you had a hard time in, saying the sentence, but I get it.
I'll no. I think what I need to do is I just need to bring back the Nerf gun.
I think that works.
Physical abuse is better than verbal sometimes. Wouldn't you agree?
Physical. Physical heals. Emotional stays there for lifetimes.
And that's what leads to the enemas.
Speaking of which, enemas started in a medical sense in form of rectal cleansing in 1675.
Did I did just say no physical. Oh, no verbal, right? Can I go back?
Physical's fine.
Can I go back on that? Physical's fine. Everyone's okay with physical.
Let the beatings commence.
Yeah. And Greg used to be the destroyer of show.
Mm-hmm.
Shows. Can't speak today. But no, it's now Andrew. I think Andrew
has claimed the title.
I think so. After, even though I don't blame him, I still do a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah, we need marriage counseling, I think. Andrew, can I just shoot you with Nerf guns now?
If I can, okay. Which Nerf?
It's a yes or no.
No, it's not. We have to. Is it going to be like dollar store Nerf gun, or is it going to be the Nerf rival where we shoot golf balls?
That's dealer's choice.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. They golf balls.
So there's a new type of Nerf.
We can
blaster.
get you machine guns and bazooka Nerfs.
Oh, they've had those for ages, but there's a new type of Nerf blaster that is small, divoted foam balls, much like a golf ball. Basically, indoor paintball.
Is it so it's painful, like really painful?
And not painful because they're made of foam, but they can sting, and they're geared toward.
All right, okay.
I think those
I'm already wanting to backtrack.
He's going to go to like a real paintball gun or airsoft rifle.
Yeah. Let's do that too.
Ryan has a bunch of paintball guns. I'm just going to borrow some from him.
I want to call an airsoft gun a paintball gun.
Is it airsoft? Oh, airsoft. That's fine. A long time ago, Thomas, remember Tabitha, one of our listeners?
Yes.
Okay. I think she's still a listener. Perhaps. I don't know. But a long time ago, she said that she is her group's Andrew. Remember?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I don't think she is. I don't think she's an attractive lady.
Lady? I'm not attractive?
A chick? Attractive. What's proper? Lady, woman. Thank you, Thomas. See, this is why you have threesomes. So stupid. She's an attractive woman, and I think she gets a pass. So if she did act like Andrew, I think everybody would just look the other way. I'm like, yeah, fair enough. If Andrew had tits, maybe I would then be okay with it.
Get more of a pass every now and then?
Probably.
Well, just another reason, Andrew.
This show has changed a lot as well over time. My little brother sent me a message. He has you remember Aaron, right? Yeah. He has not listened to the Rain Man show in probably 4 years. Okay. He actually called me, not text me. He called me and said, dude, what the fuck happened to your network? I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I've been trying to catch up on everything. Are you like the only straight man left in the He's all, when did everyone?
That's his concern.
Yeah, he's all, when did everyone come out of the closet? He's, I'm listening to like Thomas is gay, Andrew is gay, David is gay. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, you need to keep up, man. It's a reality show. We need ratings. Every time we slump, we reveal something new.
Comes out.
Yeah, Tony's next. Is there a gay Tony in there someplace?
Enough wine.
He's probably currently with
an enema.
Busy with enemas. That's probably explaining everything.
Yeah. Avi, how are you today?
I'm doing great.
Good. Were you listening live last week?
I missed it. I know. I'm so pissed. So I'm really excited if you decide to drop it on Patreon. If not, just
you see, Mike. If you do put it on Patreon now, that might entice people to like sign up and really want to listen. What the hell happened,
Thomas? Once again, Tony is late to the game. Did we just talk about this last week?
No, I just thought of the financial reference.
Yeah. Mike, I've solved your money problems.
Yes, there we go.
You just weren't thinking it through.
Yeah.
If we were simply to do exactly what you said last week, in the future, we'd make $7.
Tony, can you? I need some levity in my life. Tony, could you just? I have an extra room. Yeah. Can you just come in here and make me laugh? Can you be my court jester? I have an extra room in the back. It's free of rent. No, just make me laugh throughout the day with stupidity.
And can we do an exclusive show on Endgame, Avengers Endgame, and review?
Okay, Andrew.
Everything comes with a cost, Mike.
That was an Andrew comment. All right. So if anybody listened to last week's show live, I know there were quite a bit because I got hate mail. If you want to call into the show and talk to me about it, tell me how you felt about it. Did it get you angry? Were you intrigued? I want to understand because the emails were very one-sided. They were very angry at Andrew.
Poor Andrew.
Well, they're dedicated to you then, at least, right?
Yeah, and that's fine. I like one-sidedness from time to time when it pertains to me.
Right.
When it comes to everything else, I feel like we need a balance.
Understandable.
I'll tell you from the reason I knew about it was my phone started blowing up and people were like, what the hell just happened? What's wrong? And I was like, what did I miss? Damn it.
Yeah, this is why you have to listen live, people. This is why you have to listen live, because you never know what's going to happen.
All kinds of shit.
Yeah, let me get the number, and let me open it up first. Don't start dialing yet. You guys need to talk while I pull everything up.
I find it interesting that his brother, though, was like, that's the thing he grabbed onto.
Yeah, of all
Not like, hey, you've seen a lot of success, or I like how the show's grown or changed over the years. Congrats on continuing to do it for so many years. It's like, why is everyone gay now? Okay, thanks.
Maybe it's our delivery, our tone of the network and the shows. You know, like
I think it's just because we're so accepting.
Yeah.
It's a huge part of our fan base.
I think it's the airwaves.
I think it's the environment. I think it's the environment that I create. I create a very tolerant environment where everybody can be themselves. I'll give myself credit for that. Wouldn't you agree, Andrew?
I would agree.
You know what I am? I'm joking and trying to say that I'm an asshole, but I feel like I'm everyone's counselor.
Yeah.
And sometimes you guys help me as well, and you're my counselors. But I think I allow you guys, I ply you with wine.
Is there a dead man switch at your desk?
All right, I need to get this phone up. You guys call. Or you guys call. You guys talk.
No. But yeah, I do think that is interesting. You think it's the airwaves, Tony? Some sort of scientist bit going on here?
I think it's the airwaves.
Should I ask
and,
this question?
Like the frequency.
Probably not.
It's a certain frequency that all of a sudden hits the brain stem and activates the part that, like it's a little switch. Gay, not gay. Gay, not
I don't think it's as binary as that.
No, I think that, like when you hit that.
Dissected many people.
Please. I mean,
did Thomas get stuck in the middle? Is that what it is?
Yeah, I think Thomas blew a fuse.
That's what happens. Bisexual.
That comes back to the historical and the important medical implications of enemas. That sort of resets the brain.
Okay, you know what? It made
Tony,
no sense, but I'm impressed that you brought it back to that.
Wait,
no, because
Tony,
if you think about it, when you're getting the enema, you're sort of like, there's like this phase of shock.
There's no stopping it, maybe.
No.
There's this feeling of shock, and that shock sort of like travels up the spine into the head, and then it resets all the fuses.
It resets.
Wait.
Tony,
an enema goes to the spine.
Tony, I'm going to have to.
When you shove it really far in there.
There's that feeling of shock.
Because you hemorrhaged someone's colon to get to the spine.
There's that feeling of shock. That's why they call it the shocker.
Okay, AV, go ahead.
I was just going to say that I don't know if I should say this now, but I'm going to have to agree with Tony on the enema thing because.
See? Thank you, Amy. Thank you.
The guy that came up,
me.
I think it was Kellogg, like the guy that came up with cereal was trying to stop people from masturbating because somehow or another that was going to not be good for you, and somehow enemas help.
Frosted Flakes, like cereals and Frosted Flakes are supposed to stop people from masturbating.
I think all we proved
no, that's true. That's actually true.
I think all we proved is that if we went back in time, Tony would be considered a genius.
Possibly.
He would be the greatest salesman.
And then later in history, it would be revealed that he's the greatest fraud of all time.
Right.
No, it would be up there like Einstein.
You would be up there with Jesus Christ and Muhammad.
Exactly. It would become like L. Ron Hubbard.
Oh my God, that's true.
That's actually probably closer to the truth.
I want to hear listeners' thoughts. Those lucky ones that listen live. I want to hear what they thought about the show when it just ended. When we went to a hard out. The number to call is 818-394-0279. I want to hear what people have to say. I'm curious how people were feeling. Because if I were listening to one of my favorite shows, and it just went out. Boom. Not because of a power outage, not because of a storm.
Right.
But it had the outro and all. I would be like, what the fuck just happened?
Right.
Did Michael just kill Andrew?
Just murder-suicide?
Yeah, and I know Raina was a little pissed because she said that she had canceled her own. She had like a kid thing she had to do with her kid. And
my God.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, wow. That does make me feel like
probably her.
Well, like,
Hello, this is the... Oh, here we go again.
Dial tone.
Welcome to Dr. Tony. I think that, see that there's that instance where that stress,
Okay, no more enemas.
I'm serious. It's proven that it could help. It'll give you bliss.
Can we go back to...
That's called an anal orgasm, I think, Tony.
Exactly.
Can we go back to Kellogg's and masturbation just real quick?
Sure, absolutely. What else do you want to know?
So, John Harvey Kellogg was
crazy
against sex.
Hold on. Whoever was calling, you can call now. The proper system is up. Hopefully. Go ahead, Andrew.
So Kellogg wrote, with reference to sex and masturbation, if illicit commerce of the sexes is a heinous sin, self-pollution is a crime doubly abominable. He wrote that in
self-pollution.
Yeah, this dude fucking hated everything to do with sex. And
he got raped as a kid.
Hopefully not. There were 3 solutions.
Why else would you hate sex that much?
Like frustration.
Closeted.
Yeah.
Could be a quacker. Hey. Quaker? What is it? Quacker? Quaker?
A quacker's a fucking duck. Quaker is a religion.
Yeah, there's no difference.
So he created granola as one of the anti-masturbatory cures, because his whole idea was healthy diet, so good amounts of red meat, very spiced dishes.
Because I know when I have...
All right, we do have a caller on. Go ahead, caller. Hello, who are you? Yes, hello, speak.
It's Raina.
Oh, hi, Raina. So first of all, you canceled a school function for your child to listen live, correct?
No, I was at the function listening live.
You're such a good parent.
Were you on speakerphone or something?
You are a keeper. So what were your thoughts when the show just went dark suddenly?
I was actually mad at you, Mike.
Really? I'm happy to hear.
I overreacted. I understand what Andrew did, and I get why you were mad.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not saying you didn't have a reason. I just thought you overreacted.
Okay. Well, will I be overreacting if I just hang up on you right now?
Probably.
She went from possible super fan to never super fan.
Oh.
In like the span of 30 seconds.
I should be able to be honest.
You should. As long as your honesty,
makes you happy,
is in my favor.
Winks you.
So mad at me. I'm actually happy to hear that because Andrew needs a win. Andrew needs a win. So thank you, Raina. I appreciate your call and your honesty. Don't call back ever again. Bye.
Bye.
Well, I think people were mad at Andrew because it's easy to be mad at Andrew.
Yeah, that's true.
He's the vortex, and so people just expect it to be his fault.
Fair. Yeah, no, I get that for sure.
Were you a little anxious, Andrew, about coming into tonight's show?
What I wanted to do tonight is...
No, hold on.
Yes or no? Let me tell you a story.
The thing about Andrew is that he wants to take control of the show. That's his problem, Thomas.
Okay.
Have you noticed that? He can't just say or no. It's like, well, see, he forms his own topics.
He does one of two. It's either a one-word yes or no question, which doesn't help a show.
Yeah.
Or it is, I'm going to tell you a story, children, buckle up, because it's a weird one.
Andrew, when you were coming in tonight, were you a little nervous about potentially the fan reaction?
No, not at all.
Really? Because you just don't give a fuck about the fans? About the listeners or what?
No, because if it's going to be an issue, it's going to be an issue. If it's not going to be an issue, it's not going to be an issue. And I don't have control over that. So I just got to go with it however it goes. If it goes my favor, cool. If not, fine.
Okay. And what were you going to say before that?
I really want to go fishing. That's it.
Oh, my God.
Where's the Nerf?
Don't worry. The chaps will be right back.
We did it!
Free stuff is awesome, but free stuff that will spice up your bedroom is even better. Just go to adamandeve.com and select almost any one item for 50% off, and then we'll load on the free stuff. Just enter this very exclusive code, RAINMAN, at checkout, and you'll get 10 tantalizing free gifts, including a sexy item for him, a special toy for her, and a third item you'll both enjoy. And 6 extra special bonus items that are sure to rev your engine, pique your curiosity, and even blow you away. Plus, free shipping! Always sent in discreet packaging. Go to adamandeve.com now. Get 50% off plus the 10 free gifts when you enter the exclusive offer code RAINMAN. Again, that's RAINMAN. Because without it, no free stuff. That's RAINMAN at adamandeve.com.
This is Star Wars from the Baka Tank exclusive.
That thing's operational.
However, hey, we don't want to miss it, because what if it ends up being true? No matter how fake it may be, Amidala coming back to life, Lando suddenly having a daughter because someone's also black like him. I mean, let's forget the subtle racism of that.
Because everyone who's black is related to Lando.
They're not, Dave? They're not? You mean all black people in the universe is not connected to Lando?
Well, remember, there are people out there that still say Finn, the big surprise is going to be Finn is related to Lando.
Yeah.
And I'm going, wow.
Yeah, guys, did you guys not learn anything from watching Get Out? I mean, casual racism is the worst form of racism.
It is.
It's when you don't even realize you're being racist, right? I hope it's not just a cameo. Like, if they're gonna bring Carl Weathers and give him a fair shot, give him something to sink his teeth in. Let's see Carl Weathers, play the role of the lifetime and finally shake off the Apollo Creed funk.
He's so charismatic.
What if he's related to Lando? I mean, what if he's...
I tried to stay away from that.
No, I'm just saying, what if Apollo Creed's like Lando's brother?
Because he's black.
Well, yeah, according to some people, all black people are related in Star Wars. I think he might end up being Finn's father, and Lando's brother. That means Finn is Lando's nephew.
Dude, what happens if they actually do that?
I'm probably gonna throw my popcorn at the screen. I'm like, oh, you
son of a bitch,
you sons of bitches.
From thebackthetank.com for more details. And get ready for an excitingly good time. Also, if you've missed our last show, you can also find us on your Stitcher app. Search Back to Tank. Add us to your favorites. Thank you, and we will see you very soon.
Get more Rain Man show every month with the Patreon Rain Man exclusive tier. Pledge $12 or more a month to gain access to the Patreon broadcast of Rain Man Show, where you'll also hear the show that will not air live ever. Yeah, that's right. And I'm actually going to drop that to the $3 tier, the behind the scenes tier, which is only $3. It'll be available with the pre-show. So head over to patreon.com/RainmanDigital and pledge. You will enjoy it. Isn't that right, Thomas?
I think they will. It's exciting and full of secrets. I'm a white male, so I'm Satan. So speaking as Satan.
You're listening to The Rain Man Show with your host, Michael Flores.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to The Rain Man Show. Be sure you find us on TuneIn. You can listen to all of our shows live. Just search RM Channel 001 when you head over to tunein.com. Give us a little thumbs up and add us to your favorites. Yeah.
Get all of us and more in your ear holes.
And shoved in your ear holes.
Violently or gently. It depends on our mood.
But it is consensual.
Oh, of course.
Because it's you
always
requesting it.
That'll hold up in court.
Well, if they were requesting it, it would, wouldn't it?
I don't know. Maybe?
Yeah. Well,
close enough.
Yeah. I'm a bit baffled with this abortion law in Alabama. This whole thing that's taken the nation by storm, and rightfully so. I mean, these assholes passing such a law in this day and era.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, Alabama, get with the times.
It's something Alabama's never done.
I was going to say, you do realize who you're talking to. Alabama.
Yeah, yes, but they're not like living in the past over there. They've become progressive over the last 30 decades here. 30 decades? 30 years. 30 years or so. It's like a lot of people in this country seem to be reverting back to the 50s and 60s.
We are in a new era, 1950s, where certain aspects of your body and sex are wrong. If you say the wrong thing, we're going to persecute you and you're going to lose your career.
Yeah.
It's all about don't express yourself without fear of repercussion. Like, censorship has gone crazy in one way or another, where it's not so much things are censorship goes both ways. It's you can't say this as just as powerful as you can't say anything.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where we're at.
And I strongly believe that there should always be a push give. You know, that's how our country works. And I'm okay with people being pro-life and pro-choice. That's, again, the benefits of this country. But my problem with this law is that it's so absolute. It's outlawed nearly all cases of abortion, even incest and rape. Yeah. It's just bizarre to me. How does a law like that even get passed in this day and era? And again, you can look to the very people that live in that state, right?
Right.
They're the ones who put those people in power. So if those things need to change, then you need to look to those the people themselves. It's not yes, it is the elected officials, but who puts those elected officials in power?
The people at the bottom of the educational food chain. Alabama's been 50th in public education for years at this
Hopefully we have no listeners from Alabama after that comment.
It's true. It's not a dig against the state. It's fact. It's quantifiable fact at the bottom. So they're
quantifiable. Tony, you need to throw that type of verbiage into your mad scientist.
Absolutely, it's quantifiable.
So it's just a fact. So education going through is not where it should be. They're making decisions on who is playing to their base needs in an area that has sexism running rampant, and it has never gone away. Racism has never gone away.
But it's sweet home Alabama.
Yeah, and it's also fuck your sister and get them pregnant, and then have her go to prison for life because she got an abortion.
You're just throwing all stereotypes.
This entire thing, this whole abortion.
Do you want to say anything about the black communities as well? Asian communities? Would you like to throw them under the bus as well?
No, instead.
Anything you have to say about Compton?
I will offer everybody.
Mexico.
Let's go fishing. How about that? Now, this whole abortion thing, you're going to get into this in much more detail. I am sure. And I fucking hate
now.
It. I hate the whole goddamn thing. It makes me so angry.
It is silly. Obama,
most people don't know that they're pregnant at 6 weeks. Like and you're fucked. That's it.
Yeah, if someone doesn't want to have a kid, someone doesn't want to have a kid. He's like, God damn it, we're moving to Alabama. Yeah, no, he's right about the incest law. I just think it's funny that they don't outlaw incest, abortion as well,
right?
Or that it is outlawed. It's like, come on. What?
It's great because the politicians.
Listen. They have to create their dummies. We got to keep this law down. How are we going to keep this law in effect? Well, I'm going to have 15
sister brothers.
15 sister brother wives. Is that even possible?
I don't even know how that works.
Transgenders. We're okay with transgenders as long as it works in our favor.
As long as they don't get abortions.
As long as it works in our favor. That's how we keep this state. What did Andrew say? At 50th at Smarts? We're 50th at Smarts, right?
Yes. That is correct.
Yeah, that's how we're going to do it, Thomas. That's how we're going to do it. We're going to keep the great state of Alabama at 50th at Smarts by having relations with my sister, brother, wife's transgendered cousin.
Right.
And that way, we can keep these laws in effect. We don't want to abort our ancestral child.
Not destroy the proud family name.
No, we don't want to do that now. Come on. That's how we're going to stay 50 as smarts.
Not 50. Not 50 once.
How many?
50th.
Well, hold on. How many states are in this great country?
Well, there's Texas, Alabama, naturally.
Georgia.
That queer one on the west. Something California.
Califag is what I call it. Califag is what I call it. A bunch of.
There's that one that looks like a boot, like I have in my yard, and the only one I'm wearing right now. So 17 is by my count.
Well, that makes sense then.
Well, I was the smartest in the family. You know that.
Well, you're only third generation incest. I'm 25th. I don't even know about my family tree is intertwined with
It's
vines.
a bush. It's a bush. Didn't go up anymore. It just started growing in on itself.
See, y'all are using some pretty slanderous terms that are incestuous. No. Pure. If it's good enough for them Turgurns, it's good enough for us here in Alabama.
Yeah, purebred. We're purebred. You are a very smart inbred over there, Andrew.
Thank you, sir.
You and your third eye.
It allows me to see through time.
Abortion. Abortion is going to destroy our legacy, our lineage.
Oh, man.
Fuck the rest of the world. We are the world here in Alabama.
There's America and there ain't.
We're 50 Smarts.
50 Smurfs?
We're 50 Smarts. There's only 17 states, but we're 50 Smarts.
Look at it.
Okay, don't bring math into this, boy.
Look at it this way, right? Who's first in smarts? Bottom of the chain. You know what's
Who
real
are
good?
you? I don't understand you unless you're talking like a redneck.
You got them
Or
big numbers there, yeah?
Hillbilly.
You got them big
Come
numbers?
here, I'm going to get you pregnant too. And guess what? You can't abort that little bitch. Come here. Come here.
I hate Thanksgiving.
Come here. Well, Thanksgiving, we got all the families around. You got little Susie walking around. Little transgender Thomas. Come here, transgender Thomas. You ain't had your surgery yet. You still can get pregnant.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Come here. We're 50 Spartans.
And that's how the bill passed.
And that's how
I don't think that of the people of Alabama, though I do think that of the people who voted for this.
Yeah. That's probably the most offensive thing ever.
Oh, that's horrible. It was literally horrible what we just did there.
Yeah. Are you
As
ready?
the bill.
Are you Alabama, get your shit together. That's the point. Andrew, you ready for news?
I can be.
All right.
It's never a yes or a no. Are you ready for news?
Because yes,
maybe
yeses and nos are boring. You know what's not boring?
You belong in Alabama. With that
What happened? Oh my God!
Gold star.
Yeah, I'm right.
And now it's time for news with Andrew.
Dicks are real hot right now. Starting things off. The Hard Times reports that Cannibal Corpse and Nicki Minaj collaborate on a song about eating ass.
I'm sorry. Did you just say Cannibal Corpse?
Yeah, they're a metal band.
Death metal band Cannibal Corpse and pop singer Nicki Minaj are working on a surprising collaboration birthed from muted appreciation of ass eating. Their respective record labels confirmed earlier today. Eating human asses has been a subject of rumination throughout our band's entire existence, said founding Cannibal Corpse member Alex Webster. Nicki's lyrical fantasy of getting her ass eaten is pretty twisted, and we thought we could do some great
Nicki
stuff
Minaj
with
has what? Oh, she has a fantasy of getting her ass eaten?
No, wait. Are we
She's got
talking
a song,
about
I
the
think.
sex act or like knife and fork?
Oh, wow.
What? Both, it seems.
If we're in Alabama, we're 50 smart, so both.
Well, I mean, the band is
Come
called
here.
Cannibal Corpse.
Cannibal Corpse does have some very fucked up lyrics about all kinds of cannibalism, necrophilia.
Yeah, but
weird
Nicki
shit.
Minaj is being, that's
She's
her
playing into
whole
it.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's very dominating when it comes to sex in her music.
Well,
Go ahead.
The song,
Her ass is quite a feast. I mean, if you see her ass, so I understand that. But I didn't know she had a whole fantasy about it. Is she really struggling to find someone to fulfill that fantasy? I'm sure there's 20,000 sicko dudes out there willing to do the deed.
And it's Nicki Minaj.
What? Go ahead, Andrew. I don't know what that means. Just go ahead.
There's worse choices, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Nicki Minaj is attractive. What are you talking about?
No, he's saying those 20,000 people would do it to anybody, let alone if it was Nicki Minaj.
All right. Yeah, I'm pretty slow-witted tonight.
50th.
I'm 50th smarts.
The song, tentatively titled Choked to Death by Voluminous Rump.
That's not a bad way to go out. Go ahead.
Is expected to bridge the gap between Nicki Minaj's Anaconda and Cannibal Corpse's Meat Hook Sodomy by delving into the decreasingly taboo subject of ass eating. However, those close to the project...
Hold on. Is that taboo?
I'd say
it's taboo to eat ass?
Taboo.
In a country in which you can't get an abortion, I think it's a little
that's true,
taboo.
Thomas.
Yeah.
Although I eat ass on the rigs privately.
Well, if they do it more often, they wouldn't need one.
True.
The diva rumors are totally true, said Cannibal Corpse vocalist George Corpse Grinder Fisher, killing a cockroach in the band's sweaty, gory movie poster decorated Tampa storage unit in practice space. She refuses to practice here for some reason. It's very unprofessional in my eyes. You get used to the dead rodents in the walls and the floors after about 35 minutes or so. Minaj.
Odd timing.
Minaj, meanwhile, worried that Cannibal Corpse's use of euphemisms was excessive.
Euphemisms.
What did
Not
you say?
euphemisms.
Nicole Clark in the Invasion Force Facebook page writes, I personally was pretty sad because it was my birthday. Talking about the live show last week.
Oh.
But I think as a special needs parent, I just can't stay mad at Andrew.
Touche.
Wow, well done.
Bravo. That's a good one.
All right, go ahead.
I have this line, you got a Nicky sandwich, boy, you ain't eating gluten-free. And they rhyme it with, I'll dissect your rectum with chisel-sharpened teeth. Like, dude, just say you want to toss that salad, said Minaj, taking a break in an air-conditioned Cadillac Escalade.
So they're going to have a collaboration
It's a
song, but
duet.
they can't even get, but they don't agree in any way?
It's a romantic duet.
Mm-hmm.
From like Bill Cosby or something, maybe. But
Webster confirmed both lyricists were struggling to find the right way to fit together. She added a lot about expensive purses and jewelry and stuff like that. I'd prefer if she described the angular trajectory of the blood splatter from cutting ass flesh with a table knife or something like that. Anyway,
okay, this has got to be just some horse shit that they're both doing to make a full on.
So
this
is important to note. The source for this article is The Hard Times, which is a satirical punk rock musical website.
Oh.
So that being said, I love this article. This is great. The artists have found common ground, however, agreeing that the song's tempo will sit somewhere between 120 and 265 beats per minute. The song is slated to be released midsummer, provided the timetable remains intact for the artists' cross-promotional fragrance, Pink Entrails.
Okay. Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Ah, that's good. I love it.
Yeah, all right.
Someone put time into that.
Yeah.
That's the world we live in.
Yep.
Go ahead with the news.
Next story.
News, please.
Deadline.com reports Oscars without a host again is okay with us, says ABC's Carrie Burke.
And us. Everyone who watched.
Just everyone in general.
Yeah.
Oh, my webpage froze here. The 92nd Academy Awards may look a lot like the 91st Academy Awards if ABC has its way. We are extremely proud of how the show turned out creatively, ABC Entertainment boss Carrie Burke circumspectly said today of this year's.
We like to be mediocre and not edgy at all. We do not like to be groundbreaking. We like to be very normal and safe.
No, they just don't want to have to pay somebody to host the show when nobody's actually going to watch it.
Go ahead, Andrew.
When pressed on the issue of having past host Jimmy Kimmel return in front of Hollywood's Big Night or not, the executive proclaimed, I'm not saying no to anything. However, with the declarations of the double-digit ratings rise from the February 24th, 2019 show and an overall ethos of stability, it was clear between the lines where Burke will be leaning in her advice to the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences for the February 9th, 2020 shindig.
I mean, I'm okay with it because if you're not going to have comedians do actual jokes this day and age and they just kind of get up there and exist, I'd rather not see that.
Yeah, I agree. If you're not going to go the distance with humor and you're going to play it safe, then continue to do what you're doing. It's just fine. But what's going to happen is they're slowly going to slip into irrelevancy. Because what kept them relevant for so Yeah, absolutely, they are. But what kept them I want to say that what helped them stay relevant within pop culture was the fact that it mattered who was hosting every year.
Yeah.
Oh, Chris Rock. Oh, Jerry Springer. Oh, so-and-so. It's that person who had the attention of the mainstream at that moment or at that time. Now that they're not having anybody who's relevant hosting, eventually that's going to hurt them because most people don't care about the director of a movie. Most people don't care about the writer of the movie. So in the long run, this isn't going to work for them. Go ahead, Andrew.
We're not messing with the format to the best of our abilities, the ABC Entertainment
We're going to phone it in.
Asserted.
Can we, Thomas PR agent for the Oscars, can you please reword this for them? Go ahead.
Let's see. We are completely incompetent and are terrified of changing the format.
Mm-hmm.
So as a result, to the best of our abilities, being none, we will change not a goddamn thing.
All right. I like that. Go ahead and print that.
You got it, sir.
All right. Post it as well. All social media feeds. Go.
The president asserted of the American Motion Picture and Sciences Association controlled ceremony that the network has a very big bucks deal to broadcast until 2028.
All right. Next news topic.
Moving on, Yahoo reports that ravers get hyperthermia at snow-hit French techno festival.
Idiots.
Oh, man.
In Guéret, France, around 30 people were treated for hypothermia at an outdoor techno music festival in France after unexpected snowfall.
They must be 50 as smarts.
Left many ravers sheltering under survival blankets distributed by the Red Cross.
Idiots.
Let them die. Would we miss anything? Really?
No.
Like, hey, it's fucking -3 degrees Celsius, also known as 27 degrees Fahrenheit. You want to get nearly naked and dance on drugs? No.
I can barely hear you through this storm, Thomas.
I think this was a bad idea. I'm not going to lie. I can't feel my dick at this point. And I've gone blind in one eye.
Hold on a second.
What?
This is a fat beat. Hold on. What are you trying to say to me? I can barely hear the music over the windstorm.
I can't feel my legs. Everything below my waist is frozen.
What? Turn down for what? When's my favorite DJ gonna come on?
Oh my god, I think he's frozen to the board.
I hope they come on pretty soon. I don't know if I can take this any longer.
Is the car?
Oh my god, I'm so cold, Thomas. Please.
Oh god, my balls. They've become nutcrackers.
My teeth, they're shattering. I'm so cold.
Totally worth the tickets, though.
Look at that chick over there. She's hot. She's almost wearing nothing. I think her tits turned into icicles. Oh my god. Oh my god, they just fell off.
They just cut that person open like a tauntaun.
And I thought she smelled bad. On the inside. On the outside.
Oh, what?
It was consensual. Go ahead.
Around 10,000 people
should have died.
Attended the unauthorized Technival Festival.
See, that should have been the story right there.
Here comes the next cold front. Hold on.
Once the beat drops, the temperature will come up. Inversely.
I can't hear you, Thomas.
My ear fell off 4 songs
Hold on,
ago.
I like this part of the song. Shut up for a second. Idiots.
Around 10,000 people.
Are we sure our whole country isn't 50th smarts?
But wait, this is in France.
It doesn't matter. How much do you want to bet that this was filled with about 70% American kids with their rich father's credit cards? Because that's what these kids do. They just travel to all the big EDM spots
and try to die.
They should. Go ahead, Andrew, please.
10,000 people attended the unauthorized Technival 2019 festival in the central Charus region at the weekend, where temperatures dropped to -3 degrees Celsius or 27 degrees Fahrenheit overnight on Saturday to Sunday.
Who planned this event?
A dipshit.
Did they not know that it gets cold?
Just full stop, not even a region specific.
You do this for everything, though. Like when you're planning something, an outdoor event, the first thing you try to figure out is whether or not it can be done based on the weather. Is it too hot? Okay, well, if it is, upwards of the high 90s, lower 100s, then let's make sure everyone stays hydrated. If it's below 7 degrees Celsius, you just call it a night.
Organizers, I
think the next EDM event should be planned in Antarctica. Do you think that'll work for them?
I think you'd sell tickets. I really do.
It'd be the Ice Festival instead of the Fire Festival.
Oh, God. All right. What else do we have in the news? I need to get out of this one.
Got it. Moving on. We got to warm up just a little bit. Where thehill.com reports Sanders' support among young voters drops sharply.
Surprising.
To no one.
Oh.
Senator.
Except him.
Bernie Sanders.
I don't understand.
The fun's over.
Has seen his support drop sharply among the young voters that have powered his rise in Democratic politics, according to a new poll.
Yeah, 4 years ago.
The survey from Morning Consult finds that Sanders' support She's a dumb cunt.
Oh, my God.
It's all right. Wow. Still works for Bernie.
Among people between the ages of 18 and 29 has dropped from 45% in March to 33% in May. Sanders' support was with the youngest voters who propelled his surprising challenge to then Democratic contender Hillary Clinton in 2000.
Why is his hair always messy? That's what I want to know.
Hip and cool.
His hair is just in complete disarray all the time. Does the man not comb his hair? Does he just wake up, roll out of bed, and throw his crumply suit on? He looks like a mess.
He's a poor man of the people with his $1 million book deal.
Do you think that's what he's going for?
It's how he connects.
See, I'm wondering if he just went to the latest EDM concert. His hair was just messed up. He's trying to stay hip, Thomas.
He is. It makes sense. And where are the kids? Dying out in the snow.
Go ahead.
Let's see. Has declined in the poll since topping out at 46% in late February. Overall, former vice president...
He'll be out soon.
Yeah.
I think he'll be out before the real election even starts.
Yeah, at this rate, dude.
Especially with
10%?
Biden. Especially with Biden coming in.
People like Biden.
Yeah.
He's unassuming.
He's also very
tied to
creepy.
Obama.
He's very safe.
Yes.
And yes, he is creepy, but he's very safe.
Yeah.
And he represents the middle that we've been talking about. Kind of a balance, even though he's not in the middle.
He's not, but he's more balanced than anything else we've seen in the last 5 years.
I feel like because of that, he's the only competition for Trump because he comes off as balanced. He's normal.
Calm.
Yeah.
Semi-reasonable.
All right. What else do we have in the news, Andrew? Go ahead, please.
Moving on, CNN reports this sixth grader wanted to go down fighting, so he grabbed.
I can't take this one.
You can't pause on that.
Yeah, let's just.
Yeah, you can't.
I'm just saying.
You
gotta know when to read through it, man.
Let's move past that one. It's too much of a dark show, anyways.
Shall we move on to the sorcerer?
Yes, please.
Yes, SFGate.com reports a sorcerer. Quotes, promised to help people find love. Instead, he orchestrated a witchcraft extortion thing.
Tony's a businessman?
Yeah. It sounds like something Tony would do.
It's capitalism.
The love ritual.
I don't think it is.
I think it is.
No time for love!
The love ritual began with candles, alcohol, vegetables, and photographs.
Sounds like a rape session. So, Is that your date, Thomas?
Candles, alcohol, veggies, and a photograph.
Are you sure it was a threesome you had?
Christ.
Go ahead.
All carefully arranged. Then clients were told to send photos and videos of themselves reciting graphic statements and performing sex acts to a Paraguayan business specializing in witchcraft to finish the magical spell aimed at finding a soulmate.
That'll do it.
Yep.
That's when a self-described sorcerer started another familiar rite, extortion.
The world is dumb.
Yeah. It's not just Alabama, apparently.
Like, that's just the only excuse. We can't abort anything because... Reasons, because 50th smarts. Sorcerers told me to do it. I'm going to go dance now in negative fucking 3 degrees Celsius.
The world is dumb. We deserve
everything.
We deserve an alien attack.
Yes. I would welcome
We
it.
deserve it. This Memorial Day. Let's just relive Independence Day and we don't fight back.
This time we lose.
Yeah, we just take it. We just grab our ankles and accept it because it's what we deserve as a nation.
Jesus. Fucking self-described sorcerer.
We are stupid.
Life should not replicate a D&D campaign where you can just come up with whatever job role you want.
But this is what we've created for ourselves. That's why we do petitions for Game of Thrones. That's why we live and breathe social media, and we cry, and we need grief counseling for the end of Game of Thrones because we are so disconnected from reality. We are stupid. We have been stupefied.
Yeah.
We have no concept of what's real, and this is why we have such a stupid world. Please, aliens, take us now. I'm on your side. Don't kill me or probe me. Thank you. We'll be right back with the No Talent I Forgive Andrew Post show.
Radio has changed our lives and possibly saved our lives. Radio has changed our lives and possibly saved our lives.
Oh yeah! I want to tell you about Jet City Radio, man!
Thank you for listening to The Rain Man Show with your host, Michael Flores, with hosts Thomas Cowley, Tony Sabal, and Andrew Spindler. Produced by Michael Flores and Bobby Doherty. The Rain Man Show is a Cazador Productions and Rain Man Digital Broadcast production. For all things Rain Man Show, go to rainmandigitalmedia.com.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Rain Man No Talent Autistic Post Show with me, your host, Andrew, who'd rather be fishing, co-host Thomas.
Hello.
Who would rather be
fishing?
Yeah, and then other co-host Tony.
Hey, what's up?
And also would rather be fishing, and then Avi, other co-host.
Hello,
who
boys.
would also want to be fishing. We all just want to go fishing.
Do you want to
don't
slap
want to.
Andrew right now? Anybody else? Like, I'm too far away, so
yeah,
just thinking out loud.
I really do want to go fishing, though.
Oh my god! Get off fishing.
No, I can't. I got so excited.
This is
No,
weird,
there wasn't
you
at
know,
all.
like because a while back he was going through his wine and cheese and food sort of like thing, and now he's doing
the fish part
fishing.
of the meal.
Yeah,
He's Jesus, wine, bread, fish, the whole shebang.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you didn't destroy the show.
I
tonight.
didn't.
Well done.
Thank God.
Golf clap.
I don't know. For what it's worth, okay, so we had a whole conversation about it was a combination of many things. People got upset at other people because of reasons, and that's okay. It did delete an entire show. The second time that has ever happened.
Not for people who are interested or members of Patreon. You can get it for the $3 tier, apparently, where you will see the behind the scenes to the fiery wreckage that was that episode.
Were we filming last week as well?
I don't think so. I think we were having.
No, we were not.
Facebook was like,
you weren't
"Fuck
live.
your life." Yeah, Facebook hated us that day.
Of all the shows,
I know. I was
to
so
have
pissed.
video, that would have been one of them.
You win some, you lose some. But Mike,
We have it.
oh, we do.
Facebook was giving us shit
Yeah, I
with the
remember that.
server, but I still recorded it.
See, even more content for those on Patreon. But you know, Mike made it clear it wasn't 100% your fault. And I think that's unprecedented. It takes a big man to admit that.
We did apologize to each other right away.
Mm-hmm.
Then he did call me on the drive home and says, "Bro."
I don't
And
think
I
he
was
said
like,
bro.
No,
Already,
we said bro.
I don't think
we
he
said
did.
bro, and then we reached through the microphone.
Don't ruin it, or he will punish you.
And we fist bumped, and we're like, bro. And we were cool. We're square.
Okay.
We're all right.
See, now I think you're just lying about all that.
Bro? Bro.
Oh boy.
You know what's not bro? Game of Thrones.
Oh.
So Game of Thrones, of course, we did talk about this petition a little bit during the pre-show. During the show, I just want to cover this just real quick because we did talk about it twice. The Change.org petition, it will hit 1.5 million signatures by the end of the week.
The thing
Who cares?
Right.
If that was like 1.5 million within the first day,
12 hours.
Hour after, if it was that big of a deal for, and again, it won't matter. They have I'm not happy with the show. I'm somebody who would like to see the petition make a difference in some respects. But at the same time, it's not that it's the worst thing ever. It's that there was no way it was going to do it right from what the decisions they had made years ago. But even for this, like, I'm upset. I'm mad about what happened. But I've looked at it now and I'm like, well, time to move on to something else. It's unfortunate. I hope people maybe read the books if they're that invested. Read the books and find out what actually happened.
That's right.
There was the Game of Thrones subreddit did a poll after the series finale of who watches the show, watches and read the books, or just read the books.
Mm-hmm.
And it was only about like 22% have read the books and watched the show.
1 in 4 people, right, I would say, read on average, like for fun as it is.
Right.
Maybe less than that.
Going off the numbers, where was it 19 million people tuned into the finale
we
or
don't
something?
Have final numbers yet, I don't think. Sure. But it's something around that.
Using that as a baseline, if we take the number of persons who will have signed the petition, that is 1 in every 12 people. Just say that they want it to be, but that's 1 in 12. Like, all of this is all for naught.
It's more of I think it's just like all petitions. It's more to show your grievance. And I think people misunderstand what a petition can do. But truthfully, it's just sad because that's not what a petition was ever meant for. Like Mike said, it was supposed to be back in the day when you were trying to get something of note, of importance done to show support in the community for something that should happen, like Alabama should maybe do, or a certain law of some sort. Just saying, hypothetically.
Of course, referring to the 6-week Alabama abortion law that was signed into law just this last week. 6 fucking weeks.
Yeah.
That's barely a missed period.
Jeez.
Well, let's face it, right? Being a male, mm-hmm, I don't claim to know intricacies, right? I do
claim to know a lot of things.
Correct. I also do know that it's not my business to say what you do with your body about a thing that isn't even classified as a baby at 6 weeks. The heartbeat that this bill is going over is like if at 6 weeks.
Oh, man.
So the heartbeat that politicians are claiming happens at 6 weeks is the core identity of a human being, thus making it a human, murder, etc.
Blah, blah.
The heartbeat that happens at 6 weeks isn't a heartbeat. It's an involuntary convulsion of stem cell tissue as it is forming. At that stage, it's the human fetus is like just a string of just stuff.
What I don't get is what Mike said earlier. The robots are after us again.
Yeah.
What I don't get is like Mike said, we've gone back to the 50s. What is happening? Like,
so
I would love 200 years from now, were this country still standing, which, by the fall of Rome, we're not looking too good.
Fingers crossed.
But I would love to see a documentary much, much later in the future about this time period, analyzing what the fuck happened in America in the last, between from the mid 2000s or early 2000s even to now. And the shift of what you can and cannot get away with on television, what people used to think was funny, what's now punishable by death as far as Twitter's concerned, what is allowed, what isn't, the rise of racism through the roof with all kinds of different subgroups, the division within this country. It's shocking to think that something like this sounds like something like a Jim Crow level. Oh yeah, I could totally see that in the 50s. Mm-hmm. And now here it is in 2019. But now, admittedly, Alabama, but still.
Guess where the Jim Crows are showing up?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, what happened? He's back from the dead. Someone performed.
Jim Crow is Azor Ahai Reborn.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's shocking.
It's almost as if Alabama wants to go back to medieval times.
They never left. The state of Alabama and Georgia and in Florida, to an extent, they never left those times. They stuck there. They were told to do their stuff.
They've always been bad at social progression and things like that. No one's denying that fact. But for this to get passed in this day and age, mm-hmm, as we've had... Alabama is a people from Alabama. Okay. the 50th smarts. It's just shocking. Like, thank you, Siri.
I really don't think that it's that surprising. Of all the places where this is going to show up, Alabama makes sense.
If I had to put money on a roulette wheel of America, yeah, that's where I would put the money.
But here's the deal: like it's straight white male whose ancestors probably owned slaves, who are living off of.
Have to do?
I don't know. I just wanted to tie it in there.
God damn it! See, and that's where you get people pissed off, and then you don't actually have a debate about what the fuck happened.
But it's people following
an white dude. Yeah, probably.
No, for this particular vote, it was entirely white males over the age of 60.
You're missing my point.
Go on.
Jesus. I'm saying there had to be some shift in the public as well, a younger demographic public, for this to still have the legs that it did to get passed.
The younger demographic didn't vote this in.
Yeah,
there had to be some part of them that was
every
okay
single
with
person who voted this into law. This vote did not go to the people.
Yeah.
This was something that was
like
put in.
Mike said, the people who are in power are voted on by everybody else. So you had to fuck this up earlier, admittedly. Sure. But what is going on to where this starts?
If you've noticed, like
these
when
people, these people that are in power right now will probably lose their positions in about 4 or 5 years, because the younger people aren't. I know a lot of people that live in Alabama, young folks. Some of them listen to our show. That's why I was trying to be careful. They're not all like this. These are older people. This is why young people need to vote.
Yes. Otherwise, this shit happens.
Yes.
I mean, a lot of these politicians, just that what Andrew's point is, that voted for this law. Some of them are like career politicians.
They are.
They've been in there for a while, and they were put into there, by the older generation.
I will guarantee you that over half of the persons who voted for this law have been in office since the 80s. Guaranteed.
The 1880s.
Yeah.
The 1880s.
Yeah. Some of them look like they were from the 1880s. Yeah.
I'm really curious to see how this is going to go up against Roe versus Wade.
This isn't exactly there. It's shocking that that's like an issue again.
Yeah. Just that in and of itself.
It's headed there. It's a bullet train headed to that confrontation.
There has been some people that have said that this is being done purposely so that it does go to the Supreme Court, and then that way the problem is settled permanently. That they are doing this on purpose.
So here's my thought with that. I think that they're trying to push this issue to the Supreme Court to repeal Roe versus Wade, because the Supreme Court is very Republican right now. It is exceptionally Republican.
You can be Republican and not think like an idiot.
Sure, but fundamental
Alabama. No, there's tons of Republicans that don't back
They're
these
very
types.
right. They're not Republican. The Supreme Court is more right leaning now.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes.
But even if you're right leaning, you don't. A lot of people don't agree with this type of law. It's too absolute, as I was saying. The fact that rape and incest is not allowed in terms of abortion, most people don't agree with that.
Yeah, it's gross.
By the end of the year, there will be a test against Roe versus Wade. I will put money on it.
I'll bet with you. I think it is going to happen. It's going to get interesting.
You know what's really interesting, and that's not going to happen? Cannibal Corpse and Nicki Minaj collaborating on a song about eating.
If you would have told me, if you would have told me, name an out of left field collaboration between two musicians or groups that you would never have imagined, that's probably close to the top of my list of like random. It's almost as if hey, let's go ahead and just roll some dice here and let's figure out exactly, if this comes up, we'll put this one and this one together.
Yeah, kudos to the writer for that, because they do share a unique view on certain aspects of the human body. I will give the collaboration that. But were that to happen, that'd be something that would just probably make everyone sick.
This has... Okay. First off, do you know what had happened to the lead guitarist, Pat O'Brien from Cannibal Corpse last year?
He probably was found with like a severed head in his fridge.
Yes.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Dead serious. So it wasn't quite so much.
Are you fucking serious?
It wasn't quite a severed head, but he was arrested. He has been found with human remains in his home. He has definitely fucking murdered some people.
Which one or both? Fucking or murder? Or one after the other?
So the death metal mainstay who's played with the band since 1997, even once played with... Okay. His house was in flames, and after putting out the fire marshals discovered...
This is some Pet Cemetery shit, man.
Fire marshals discovered a makeshift armory in his rubble. He had 50 shotguns, including one that was illegally sawed off, 10 semi-automatic rifles, including ones like AK-47s, 2 Easy-style firearms, 20 handguns, 2 flamethrowers. And while his house was burning, there were reports of ammunition going off inside, set off by the heat, though no one was hurt. Other than the sawed-off, he possessed all of them legally. And then it looks like after, during investigation of the fire, they found human remains.
Wow.
The dude has a...
No.
It's too good. Thank you, everybody, for joining us in the post show. We will catch you next time. Dicks are real hot right now.